Hello everyone, my name is Steven and welcome to Storytime. Today we're going to be reading some I Don't Work Here Lady stories. Tales of some of the most awkward, frustrating, or otherwise inconvenient exchanges one could have. And let me just say, if you're not already subscribed to Storytime, please consider doing so. But with that being said, let's sit back, relax, and listen to some captivating Reddit stories. Deciding which drum kit I should get. Got confused for an employee of the music store. This was a little while ago, so I'll be paraphrasing what was said, but I'll try my best to make it as accurate as possible. In the area I live in, there's probably 2 or 3 main music shops I know of, and 2 of which are in the same city, a few streets from each other. This particular store I went to has no uniform, but some form of ID. I think it was an ID card around their neck, but haven't been there in a while, so I can't remember. At this time, I had been playing drums in school for about 6 months and decided I want to buy a drum kit for my house. This shop had the best prices, yada yada yada, so I decided to go there. As soon as I went in, I spotted a mother and father with a small kid, probably 3 or 4 walking about. I went up to an employee and asked for recommendations and, funny enough, gave me a recommendation. I hadn't been on an electric drum kit before, but he was listing all the pros to them and the cons. And after plugging headphones in, he let me play and see how I felt. I'm a big guy. At the time I was 17 and was going to the gym a lot. I was probably a little over 100 kilograms at this time, but it was a mix of fat and muscle. One of the pros of this drum kit was that everything was movable so anyone could play and not feel cramped. Very useful for me. About 2 minutes in, I saw the mother, clearly the alpha of the family, marching towards me. I paid no attention. I was looking for a kid and maybe they were just on their way over here too. She stopped a meter away from me, crossed her arms, and tapped her foot. I stopped playing, took one headphone off, and the following conversation happened. Hello? Where would the best guitars be? I'm actually not sure. Entitled mother, cutting me off. You don't know? How would an employee not know? I don't work here. She seemed unfazed by this info. Get me your manager now. This is unacceptable behavior and a bad way of treating a customer. I just stared at her, almost dumbfounded at how she mistakes me for an employee. Sure, they had no uniform, but I wasn't wearing anything to ID myself as an employee. I'm pretty sure the dad knew I wasn't an employee, but was too afraid to even challenge his alpha. I should also point out I look much older than I am. I am also rather hairy and have a badly kept beard. I do not work here. Do not lie to me. I know you work here and I'll have you fired for this. I know the owner. I clearly displayed on my face my amusement. I started smiling to control my laughter. Big mistake. She starts screeching at the top of her lungs, shouting and pointing at me, shouting about how I'm done and that I'm a bad employee. Actual employees came to calm the situation down a bit. I just sat back down and kept playing, and she kept shouting that I should be fired. She was eventually calmed down and taken to a separate part of the store. Now, I thought this is where it ends. That I had a funny story to tell my friends and a memory to laugh at. But no. I decided not to get this version of the drum kit, but get a more advanced and upgraded version which they didn't have in stock. The other store, a few streets away, did. So I quickly walked there, asked for assistance, and the same general process as before happened. I sat down, and as I was putting the headphones on, she walks in, demanding to see the guitar section. And, to my luck, it was right beside me. I played as normal, testing out the features and feeling the way it plays. The dad lifts a guitar, despite it saying to ask for an employee to help, and hands it to the son, who instantly drops it. In my attempt not to laugh, I fake coughed and looked away, but she had heard. She turns on her heel and, "Do you know how Why are you here?" "Don't work here either." I did as any normal, sane person would do, assume it's coincidence and move on. She, following the path of being senile, assumed I was obviously following her and harassing her. "You followed us here." "I was here first." This clearly didn't matter as she called for security. 2 guys smaller than me came over and asked if there was a problem, and before I could open my mouth, she said, "Yes, he is stalking and harassing my family and threatened to assault me," smirking and smugly looking at me. At this point, I realized it could get serious. I stood up and said, "Check the security footage. I come in here first," and didn't even talk to her. She approached me. The 2 guys, knowing I had came in first, said to her it'll be investigated. She was having none of this, and, as expected, screaming, shouting, and flailing ensued. I turned to one of the guys and explained what had happened at the other store, and he brought me away and sorted me out with a drum kit. In short, freak that idiot. Accusing a large built teen of threatening to assault could have went completely south and got me in serious trouble. But thankfully nothing came from it. I didn't believe people like this actually existed, but now I feel sorry for those who deal with them on a daily basis. Bro fist to all those who deal with crazies every day. I love that he gets there first, is trying out the drum kit again. She sees him, and her first question is, "Why are you here?" Duh, I'm here to look at drum kits. The same reason you're here, to look at other musical instruments. This lady is out there. The one time I decide to go shopping. I live relatively remotely away from any built-up areas. Most shopping I do is online, partly because of where I live, and partly because I don't have the time to go into a city to shop. So the one time I decide to go shopping for some clothes, I get harassed. I'm in a well-known store, UK, looking to buy myself some necessities. It's late, so there's no one in the men's section apart from me. Until these two guys walk into the men's section, pick up some items, walk over, and proceed to stand looking at the same rack of clothing that I'm looking at. So I move off and head to the opposite side of the men's section, a good 40 meters away from them. A minute or so later, there they are, looking through the same clothing rack as me. So I move again. This happens 3 or 4 more times and I'm getting increasingly ticked off, until the 5th time where one of them comes up to me and asks, do you work here? Now I'm dressed in a scruffy hoodie, a hat that is not the brand of the store, and some scruffy trainers. So I ask him, "Does it look like I work here?" He replies, no, but can you tell me where? I cut him off and told him, "I don't work here." He replies, "Yeah, I just need this in a different..." "I still don't work here. All I'm asking for is this in a different size." I cut him off again. "Why are you asking me questions about this place? I've already said that I don't work here, now go find someone who does." I mean, freak. What is wrong with people? Was this dude like coddled heavily as a child or something? How are they so incapable of understanding that somebody doesn't work there, and that if you need something in a different size, you either need to go look for it or find somebody that actually does work there? Some random dude in a scruffy hoodie is not going to be able to help you find something in a different size. Need to grow a bit of a brain there. "Can you help with my car?" "Sir, this is a Target." Got stopped at Target yesterday due to the color of shirt I was wearing. Except it wasn't red. Oh no, that's too easy. So I stopped at the local Bon Target before picking up a child from school because, well, shopping is easy without a 7-year-old in tow. But I digress. I needed to grab a few things, and as I'm browsing the epidermis cleansing gelatin, 2 guys between the ages of 18 to 30 walked up and got my attention. "Hey man, do you think you could help us out real quick?" Me about to sniff the elder spice gel. I guess? "So, my Honda is making a funky noise and the muffler sounds like it needs tightening." Me staring confusedly. "And the fluid seemed to leak from under the hood." "Yeah, they do. Think you could help us out?" Me still stunned. What are you asking me to do? Call a tow shop?" "No, can you come take a look at the car? You could probably figure the problem out quicker than us." "I don't work here, guys. Sorry." "We know. You work at O'Reilly's." "What? No, I certainly don't." "You're wearing their green shirt." I look down at my dark sage green polo. Okay, I'm wearing green. O'Reilly doesn't own the color green. I don't work there. "Oh, we were looking for car parts here and saw green and thought you worked there." "You're looking for car parts at Target?" They both stare at me like I just asked why water was wet. As the silence became awkward, I pulled up my phone and brought up maps. There is an AutoZone 2 blocks away. Go there and ask for help. They thank me disappointingly and shuffle off. I bought my cleansing supplies and left. Not exactly on the edge of my seat level excitement, but I thought it was kind of funny. I don't work here. Ow. I don't understand how wearing a green polo with no logo means that you work at O'Reilly's. Karen almost ran me over because she needed toilet paper. Switzerland. I was at the local Aldi. As I am in the store trying to get some soap, a wild Karen is pushing a cart. She almost ran me over because as she said to me, "Oh, I am sorry, I did not see you. I am trying to find the toilet paper." But that is not the worst part. She spotted an employee, a poor, defenseless employee, young woman, with her guard down. The Karen goes in for the kill. "Excuse me, where is the toilet paper?" "I'm so sorry, we're all out." "What? That is crazy. There has to be some toilet paper here." "No, I am sorry, we are out." "Is there any in the back of the store?" "No, we are all out." "Is there a manager I can speak to?" Hold on, let me see if I can get someone to help you. Okay. A few moments pass and I am waiting in the checkout line when I can hear the Karen whining, I need toilet paper, I do not have any home. I have 2 children and I cannot find toilet paper anywhere. When will you get more in? The manager says, I am very sorry, but right now the next delivery is not until Monday. Monday? I cannot wait that long. Is there another store nearby that has any? I do not know. Well, can you check? Not right now. If you can give me your information, perhaps I can check later and let you know. But I need it today. I do not know what else I can do for you. Karen scoffs and says, okay, thanks for wasting my time. And she starts to push her cart back to the return, and I can hear her heels clicking loudly. She is giving all the employees and even some other customers the mean eyes. I think this COVID-19 scare is bringing out the worst in people, but someone who is already very toxic and rude, such as Karen, will use this situation as a way to spread as much negativity and venom as possible. I still don't understand why everybody's buying up toilet paper. This isn't something where you're going to be using the toilet like crazy or anything. And this is going to be a long drawn out thing. In most cases, you're probably not going to get it tomorrow and be incapacitated practically and have to use 20 rolls of toilet paper. You can get plenty for now, and there should still be plenty of toilet paper later, and there should still be plenty of toilet paper after that. And you ain't gotta be rude doing it either. You must work somewhere. So I used to work for a large dying department store chain, and our dress code was professional and black. Ladies get away with more casual if it's a dress or skirt, so as a lazy lady, I only wore t-shirt dresses, opaque tights and flats, very basic, very black, very lazy. On a break from said job, I ran down to the pharmacy/snack dealer across the street to pick up some caffeine and something crunchy for my 15-minute break. While looking through snackies, someone touches my shoulder, startling me and making me jump around ready to cut a MFer. The photo area is closed and I need a passport picture. Me with caffeine in one hand and a fist in the other because I'm still thrown off. You should check their hours. I need you to open it and take my picture. Oh, I don't work here, I'm sorry. Well, you work somewhere, don't you? Open the photo booth, please. Oh, I gotta go, but if you need men's shoes, I'll be back on the floor across the street in 10. I booked it out of there, thank God for self-checkout. My buddy who moonlit there as security said she filed a complaint that a department store employee wouldn't take her picture. Why would somebody lie about where they work? And what kind of logic is, well, you work somewhere, don't you? So open this store's thing. I sincerely hope that they didn't mean that because you work somewhere, that means you can just do this here at this store. Otherwise, that logic would astound me, quite frankly. The hay bale in a needle stack. I went to Michael's yesterday because my craft addiction is real. Amidst all the recent panic buying, places that don't sell toilet paper or hand sanitizer are pretty much ghost towns, and the craft store was no exception. On my way through the store, I spotted about 6 or 7 different employees wearing their bright red button-up shirts. But in the whole store, there was only 2 other customers besides me. The ratio of employees to customers was almost laughable. I made my way over to the section I actually needed and was comparing embroidery hoop sizes for my next project. That's when I was approached by one of the other 2 customers in the store. Do you know where the bathrooms are? Me with a slight hesitation because I couldn't remember if I've ever used this Michael's restroom before. No, sorry. Then we sat there in an awkward silence, with her staring into my soul, expecting a different answer. I thought maybe she asked me because I was closest to her, until I realized she thought I worked there. I silently looked down at my outfit to figure out how she could mistake me for an employee. Sure, I was wearing red, but my dark red and black Deadpool hoodie definitely wasn't Michael's work uniform. The customer followed my gaze and let out a soft, "Oh, I thought you worked here," before fleeing in the opposite direction. The worst part is, I had seen this lady a few minutes earlier in a different section of the store. She had to pass at least 4 different employees before deciding to ask me. People really don't pay attention. Maybe she really had to go and she just had tunnel vision on who to ask. Could be a possible answer, maybe. Either that or they were really mistaken and asked the one person wearing a Deadpool hoodie in a store full of employees where the bathroom was. Which, again, doesn't make sense. But with that being said, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for listening to and watching the Storytime channel. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing and let us know what you thought about these stories in the comments below. Thank you all again for watching and listening to the Storytime channel.